And I'm going to start it off with Traveler's Rest. It is a management sim game, very much like Stardew Valley. You farm, fish, forage, and on the side you run a restaurant. Run a restaurant slash bar. It's probably the closest I've come to playing a game that is like Stardew Valley. You know, I've been looking for that Stardew Valley game that's not Stardew Valley because I've already just done everything I can possibly do in there. And I think this one comes the closest so far, which is really cool. It's got co-op. I don't think you have to go around and win, like make friends and win favor yet, or at least I haven't gotten to that point. But everything else mimics Stardew Valley pretty closely. The graphics, it's got these pixel SNES-like graphics, which really remind me of Final Fantasy III, which I absolutely love that game. Don't care for any of the other Final Fantasy games, funny enough, but 3 has a very special place in my heart.
You have that tramp stamp of the Final Fantasy III.
Mm-hmm. I'm just covered in gaming tattoos. Yeah.
Everywhere.
But it's covering up a Donkey Kong Country
of course.
tattoo. Yeah.
There's a few cool things about this game. Number one, just like Stardew Valley, you can get pets. So, of course, I got a cat. And they give you a lot of options with the cats. You can get a fat cat, which I've never seen in a game before as an option for a pet. All right. And there's just not enough representation out there for the plus size cats. You know what I'm saying? And they're out there, man. My cat is a bit of a chunker. So, you know, it's nice to see that in games. So
I might even say it's the majority of cats are on the heavier side, no?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. A lot of big cats out there. I don't know what they're putting in cat food these days. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It does feel a little like it needs more, but it is in early access. So I figure they're going to add stuff later and it's going to be a more well-rounded game. I think it needs more in the bartending restaurant side because that gets a little repetitive. You're basically grabbing stuff from the kitchen, running it out to people that want it. They try to mix it up a little bit. Like you get some angry customers and you have to go calm them down. Sometimes they don't calm down. So then you have to hit them with a mop and chase them out of your bar, your establishment. Also, the crafting UI could be a little bit better. It's a little confusing. So not only do you have to get the materials and the craft things, like the way that the UI is laid out makes that a little confusing, but then you also need to remember that just about everything you do needs fuel. So you have to put fuel in there and that's like a separate tab or button. So I feel like that could be a little easier to understand. But the big problem here, and this is probably just my problem, is it's got way too much dialogue. The beginning of the game, you're getting tutorialized by this, I don't know, it's like some spirit fox type thing who's guiding you through everything. And man, this guy talks and talks and talks. Like, and even when you go and you talk to the people in the shops, like they give you that extra dialogue. Like he has some greeting and you see it every single time. I'm like, look, dude, I just want to get to this shop here. Let's get to it. And I feel like I'm probably the only person that complains about this because every game does it. Like every game I play has like too many dialogue windows, those written dialogue boxes, and they get real cute and creative with it. And I know they're trying to be creative, but I feel like it is taking me away from the game. Like I want to play the game. I don't want to like read about the feelings of some inanimate character who I don't care about. And yet somehow Stardew Valley, they do that very little, and yet I care way more about those characters. Like they manage to make these characters that you really get attached to without like all that dialogue. So it's possible, folks. It can be done.
Unfortunately, the dialogue writer for this game is a huge DLG fan, and he's sitting on the edge of a balcony right now, just fucking replaying this over and over too. So at the beginning, you said foraging, fishing, and farming. I was like, oh, it's the 3 Fs, you know? And then you were like, and you have a bar. And I was like, 2 more Fs, fighting and fucking, dude, for sure. You got to chase them out, hit them with the mop. It's pretty good. Something's getting laid in a bar, dude. Somebody.
Dave the Diver in that sense, where it's got these like 2 halves of the game almost, but it doesn't divide them as equally. Like you start out the day and you can do whatever you want. You could open the bar this day and or the tavern and run that, or you could go to the market and do some farming and chop down some trees or something. Like it's a good game, man. I'm really enjoying Traveler's Rest. I have not played it co-op yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it is co-op. That's cool. Sweet.
Yeah. It is local co-op, but you know, they got remote play built right into Steam now, so that's not a problem.
I have this game And usually, Bobby, gotta say, don't agree with you on the dialogue. During my vacation, I have all the time in the world, right? And was looking for games, and I started up Traveler's Rest. I've had it forever. And this fucking Fox Ghost, he just killed the game for me. I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, dude, this is too much. Like, I'm gonna go back to Mechabellum. So you're not the only one out there, for sure, who almost got trampled by the Ghost Fox in Traveler's Rest.
Dude, I hope your girlfriend really wants to hear everything he has to say, and you have to sit through it. I'm hoping that's how the story
that's
goes.
what's wonderful about playing with her. She doesn't care about that stuff either. No, dude, I didn't push her at all. It was like a natural reaction in Stardew Valley. Like she would get stuck in a cutscene. She's like, "Oh my god, why am I in this cutscene?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's super annoying."